Hey guys, we're back out again today, going to op shops, seeing what we can pick up. Starting off today, which will be less hectic than our last trip, we're going to a tip shop. And I don't know if they have these in other places, but a tip shop is essentially a charity group that salvages, sellable wares that have been dumped. There's only a couple of them around. I've only been to this shop once, so it was cool. I'm keen to check it out again, so I'll let you know how we go, and I'll check back with you along the trip. Okay, so we're at the second stop now. Actually, we went to another place, but the problem with cashies here is sometimes they're not actually a storefront, they're just like a loans agency. So we fell into that trap and went out of our way and ended up being a waste of time. We had fun at the tip shop. It was actually quite surprising how decent it was. I didn't pick up a bunch of stuff, but I'll show you. I got some cool VHS tapes and stuff, so I'll show you that later. So we're just going to go to cash converters now. Probably the last stop of the day, maybe one more, so I'll check back with you soon and let you know what we find. Okay, so we've finished up at Cashies, last stop of the day. Had a pretty good haul there, spent about 30 bucks, and I was surprised with some of the stuff we got. Keen to get home after a pretty long day, which we sort of weren't anticipating. It was meant to just be a few stops. But yeah, keen to get home and show you guys what we picked up. Okay guys, back at home now, so just thought I'd talk you through everything that I've picked up and just give you my thoughts and tidbits on some of the stuff. So first thing I grabbed, nothing special, I grabbed this from the tip shop, was Sonic X. Now, I'm a big Sonic fan. I really enjoy the game series and I really enjoy the TV series. That's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog the animated series. They're both really good. There's Sonic Underground, which I wasn't really into, but I'd have to go back and revisit it to see why. Sonic X I've heard of, I think I've seen a little bit of it, but I'm really not familiar with it. So just picked this up, it was like $1, and I thought just, in the case I need to refer to that in a future video or something. So that was a bit cool. Next thing I picked up, I was pretty excited for these, was some VHSs, again from the tip shop. So rule of thumb, I try not to pick up too many VHS tapes, just because they're awkward and bulky and storage, and I just don't want to end up with too many of them. So if I'm picking something up, generally I make sure it's not available on DVD, to my knowledge, so it's something I can't get on DVD. So yeah, if I pick up a VHS tape, I generally want to pick up anything that's early 90s or 80s preferably. I don't really go for stuff that's, like produced later in the 90s and the early thousands. So yeah, that's just my personal parameters for picking them up. This fits into the old parameters. I don't know if this is on DVD. Scooby-Doo has so many DVDs out there. They're all super cheap. I'm really not up to date on them. I've picked up 1 or 2 DVDs myself, but I just picked this up because I thought it was cool. It's old looking. It's from 1990. I don't know if this particular special, it's only a 30-minute special, is on DVD, but I just thought it was cool looking. Hanna-Barbera Superstars, Scooby-Doo in Swamp Witch. So 50 cents. Yeah, can't really go wrong with that. Okay, so this next tape I picked up, I'm not familiar with what it is. Wish Kid. It's from 1991, Deke Animation. I like Deke, they generally do good stuff. It's saying Macaulay Culkin on the back, so I'm not too sure if he does a voice here or it's based on something that he starred in. I could be completely ignorant. There could be Wish Kid something that I'm not familiar with. What I like about this is it's got the old Civic Video, which is now a long defunct video rental place here in Australia. So just a bit of history there. I like things like this, X-Rentals. Generally they're beat up because they've been watched a million times over the years, but you get cool things like, the Please Rewind and that sort of stuff. So it's just a cool little piece of history. This may be, Wish Kid may be something worth looking into because like I said, I'm not familiar with, so interested in seeing what this is. But a couple episodes on there, so it gives me something to check out. Next thing, Little Elvis. Probably only Australians would be familiar with this show. It's a Australian produced show. It's not that good, but I do have nostalgia for it. I couldn't say for certain, but I'm fairly certain this isn't on DVD, so that's why I picked this up. I definitely want to do something with Little Elvis. I also want to do something with Feral TV, or just, you know, some Australian properties, because there's not a lot of information out there or people talking about them, so that's definitely something I hope to utilize for a future video. I picked up this for the sole purpose of grabbing the video case and swapping it with the next one, which I've done because this one was beat up. It looked like someone had vomited on it, or it was rust, or there's something really gross on here. I've cleaned it up. Just a point of notice, I do clean everything because all these tapes are from the tip shop. Again, they've probably been pulled out of the garbage, so you don't know how clean they are, so I always give them a thorough clean over. As I do any of the stuff I pick up, I like to clean it up and make it look nice. So Madeline, I actually didn't mind Madeline, the show. Again, another Deke Entertainment property. I probably won't watch this, but I picked it up because it was 50 cents and I wanted to use the case for the next one. So this is my favorite that I've picked up. Biker Mice from Mars. Now, this is a show I loved as a kid. I loved the toy line. It was awesome. As far as I'm aware, still no DVD release for this show yet. This one's got 3 video episodes on it, which is pretty good. Usually you only get 1 or 2 episodes, which I always thought was a bit stingy. The other thing I thought was cool about this, and I don't know if I've seen this in other VHS tapes, I may have, but they've actually got an ad for the toy line in there with like the promo pictures that you get on the back of the card. So I just thought that was awesome. Good marketing there, whoever produced this. Kid Biz. Good work, guys. So yeah, cool item. I've swapped into the nicer looking Madeline case, so yeah, pretty happy to pick that up. I would pick up as many of these as I could see. Well, I wouldn't pick up doubles, but you know, I picked them up to try and complete at least the first season, because I'm pretty sure only the first season made it onto tape. So yeah, that does it for VHS stuff. So just wanted to show you it's not all video game stuff. I pick up, you know, whatever I can find, but generally it's mainly video game stuff because that stuff's pretty abundant. I got this from the tip shop as well. I thought this was weird when I saw it, so I grabbed it. It was, I think they asked for $1 for it. I'm pretty sure this is how they bundled the Wii sports games in the US. And once I got this home, I actually had a closer look and realized this is the US version of Sports Resort. So it doesn't actually, I've tested it, doesn't play on my Wii, but I just thought it was a cool little oddball thing to have. At $1, you know, I'm not losing out on it. For those who don't know, in Australia, we got the full case version of the game. We didn't get these little slip cases, which I'm not a big fan of this for a game, because I just don't think longevity wise these things are going to last as well as, you know, these type of cases. So yeah, cool little pickup. I went to Lifeline as well today. Nothing special there. I did find just a Wii controller bundle. Came with this charger, which, I don't know, looks generic and cheap. I don't know, I probably won't use that. It did come with 2 controllers though. I've had a look at them, they're both in good nick. I opened the casings, there's no battery bleeding in there, so that's awesome. So I think it was like $15 for the bundle. It came with the nunchucks and rechargeable battery packs, which is a cool little bonus. The other thing, I didn't have it, I've only got 1 Wii Motion Plus thing. So to get an extra one of those, I think they go for $1 or $2 if you try and buy them. So that's a cool little bonus that I wanted. All in all, $15 for those. That was a good deal, so I grabbed it. Next is going to be all sort of together. This is the haul that I mentioned earlier that I picked up from Cash Converters, and all in all I spent like $30. So this is a good deal for me. First off, this was only a couple bucks, but it's PlayStation brand. If anything, I buy genuine products. So if this was a generic one, I wouldn't have touched it, but you know, it's handy for the PS2. Next, I picked up a couple of Xbox games. They had a deal where it was buy one game, get one free. I only brought a couple of games, but nothing special. I picked up Inside Drive. You may have heard me talk about it in the Space Jam video, but I'm a big basketball fan, so I love basketball games. Inside Drive, I remember playing this. Don't remember it being anything special. They did have, I feel around the early thousands, they had a few too many titles. Obviously, 2K kicked off in 2003 with basketball. We had Inside Drive for a couple of games. We also had, I think we had Courtside. There was obviously Live, and I think we saw a reboot of Jam around this time. NBA Jam is amazing on the Super Nintendo and Sega. And what else do we get? I also think we had NBA Street, which I really liked. So, I think it's... I don't like the monopoly when there's something like Madden where there's only one company putting out a game. I like it currently with the 2K and Live both having licenses, but I think that era shows you that there was kind of too much and they oversaturated the market. I picked it up with this. I was a massive Counter-Strike fan. I first played it in '99 and I played it all the way up till a few years ago. On PC though, exclusively PC. I've never been a big console FPS guy. I've always preferred PC just because that's what I started playing them on. So I don't know. I remember seeing this when it came out, and I at the time was like, why would you get that? What's the point of that? PC's better. So it looks different. I don't know much about it. It could be crap, but it's pretty cool. So for that, it was buy one get one free. I think they were like $3, so $1.50 a piece. I didn't really think I could lose on that. These two games I also brought from Cashies for, you know, buy one get one free. BioShock 1 and 2. I've only ever heard good things about these games. I think it was $6. Well, buy one get one free. There was $6, so I got, you know, $3 a piece. So happy to add those to my 360 collection. Next thing, I just brought a Wii, and I do have a few now, but I picked this up because I think the black Wiis are awesome. When you look around, it's an inundation of white Wiis everywhere. The black Wiis aren't as common. It's still got, you know, the GameCube ports, so it's still functional like the white Wii. So all in all, it's pretty awesome. They asked $15 for it, so I thought you can't lose at that price. That's a good deal. The only thing is it didn't come with controllers. It came with everything but controllers, so I just brought 2 controllers, so, you know, whatever. I would like to pick up the Wii, the black Wii Motion Plus to go with this to make it complete, but, you know, if I sell it in the future, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, didn't think I could lose with that. I haven't fired it up yet. That's the one thing I got to do. Cashies are usually pretty good. You're not going to find a disc in there, but I'll just check it anyway. But I'll let you know if I find one, or if it's anything of note. The last thing I got from Cashies isn't anything special, but I thought it was cool. So I mentioned in my previous video that I just picked up recently a PS1 in the box. So I found this controller for $4.95. As you can see, it's an old school one without the joysticks or the DualShock. I'm pretty sure this is the first edition or the first release of the controller. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not fully versed in PlayStation, but the one that I picked up only came with one controller, so to get another one and just a different version or an older version, I just thought was cool. It's a bit yellowed. I need to clean it up a bit. It's a bit funky. Obviously, they get like hand goo and stuff all over them, so they end up looking a bit gross. But I thought for $5, it's worth it. So I'm really happy with that. I always pick up, you know, cheap controllers when I can. I think they're a good investment because controllers get busted. They can stop working. You know, I'm not the type to, you know, I might pull them apart and see if I can work it out if something's not working right, but I'm not an expert on electronics, so it would just be me guessing. So yeah, this past couple of pickups, Cashies has sort of won the day for me. I've been, you know, I've had good luck with them, but I've sort of hit up everyone that's in close area, so I probably won't be, you know, going out anytime soon to them. But yeah, all in all, it was good stuff. I'll let you know an update on the PS2. I've sort of, from my last video, I mentioned I brought the PS2 console. I was having issues reading discs. I've looked into it further. It appears to be a fairly common issue. There seems to be helpful how-to guides out there on how to fix it and crack it open. So I'm going to give that a go. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I spent $8 on that thing. So if it doesn't work, it's not a big loss, but it'll be a bit fun to crack open, have a go, see if I can fix it, and that'll be fun. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this video, what you think of what I picked up, whether it was worth it, whether I paid too much, whether I got a good deal, what you think of some of the games, whether you have any memories of the VHS tapes I picked up, and just your thoughts. I want to make this video a bit more of a participation with the audience sort of deal, so give me your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.